To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making non-believers.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and welcome to episode 60 of NBA Talk Playoff Edition. And I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain it. We all saw what happened this past weekend. The Milwaukee Bucks got eliminated by the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors are in the NBA Finals. I just want to give my late congratulations to the Toronto Raptors. That was a hell of a series. That was a hell of a comeback. Kawhi Leonard is just playing on a whole nother level. So congratulations to him, and congratulations for the city of Toronto. I know Drake has to be lit as a mofo right now, and it's a great thing for Toronto. I mean, it's been a long time coming, and they've been waiting for this moment. They've been waiting for the moment to get to the finals, and unfortunately, if it wasn't for LeBron, I probably think they would have been in the finals. But anyway, moving on. The Before I get on to my finals prediction, I just want to cover a few other things first. The Aside in the Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto series, as much as Toronto played great defense, Milwaukee missed a lot of decent shots. Milwaukee missed a lot of decent shots. Mentally, they were not ready to close out this series. Like to me, it almost seemed like they didn't think that they would get this far. Like to me, they were almost as if they were free balling it on the way there. Like they knew they would win the first. They kind of knew from the jump that they would win they would win the first series. They would they would get revenge on Boston. I mean, Boston only had one good game in that whole series, and as they came to the Eastern Conference Finals, as Milwaukee took a 2-0 lead, it was almost like mentally they didn't know the aspect of when you got a chance, when you have that chance, you need to take it. And that's what Giannis said in his exit interview yesterday, which I heard all of it, by the way, and I enjoyed everything I heard from Giannis because he knows that this is a learning curve. He knows that everything that happened in the conference finals is just a learning curve. You're going to learn from it. You learn from your mistakes. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I mean, Giannis is knowing the stuff that they was doing, how they was defending him, and he knows that if he just adds this bit to his game, then they're gonna have to try to adjust again. And I enjoyed everything I heard from Giannis because he's encouraging the fact that he has to get better. He's not he's not blaming it on officials like I was because I thought it was kind of unfair, but he's not blaming officials. He's not blaming teammates. He he's basically not trying to make it an agenda that everybody was out on him. No, he's acknowledging that he's got to get better. He's gonna add more to his game and all this other stuff. To me, if Giannis were to learn a decent fadeaway from the from the free from at least 10 feet, if he had like an average 3-point shot and a decent fadeaway, to me, Giannis is gonna be scary. I was just mentioning earlier before I started recording that how scary would it be if Giannis learned the Dirk fadeaway? Like I said, if Giannis learned the Dirk fadeaway, then that would be absolutely nuts. I think I don't know how you would stop Giannis if he like not mastered it, but he had that in his repertoire. Like he had that in his bag. Like you wouldn't notice it coming. You wouldn't notice that he had that kind of fadeaway in his package because everybody's noticing that he's just going to the paint and dunking and just throwing layups. But if he gets a decent mid range jumper, which he's shown from time to time that he could hit the jump shots, but it's just not consistent. It's just not consistent. He doesn't show consistency at that rate with taking jump shots. But if he does take more of those jump shots, it clears the paint more, and it's just going to leave the paint. It's just going to make it easier for him to access the paint because he's hitting those jumpers. But yeah, but for those asking if the Milwaukee Bucks should blow up their roster, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like the Milwaukee Bucks, they won 60 damn games. I mean, for God's sake, with Giannis not being able to shoot at a consistent rate, look at how many wins this team got just because of how good they were defensively. For God's sake. But but yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks have a bright future. I would love to see what the hell Giannis' ceiling is because he wants to get better. He wants to be the best player in the game, and I'm loving that mindset. He loves it. He wants to be competitive, and I just love everything about it. He's a killer, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starts hitting more consistent jump shots next season, and it's gonna be scary. But on to the Toronto Raptors. The, the Toronto Raptors, Kawhi Leonard, his game has just ever since the 2014 finals, he's only gotten better. He's only gotten better. Like the the shots he takes, the decisions he makes, it's like it's just unbelievable how incredible of a basketball player Kawhi Leonard has become. I've always liked Kawhi Leonard ever since I saw him in the 2013 finals. I like Kawhi Leonard. I like the effort that he puts on defense. Like he gives 110%. Unlike Skip Bayless, who swears that he quit on the San Antonio Spurs, which is the absolute biggest ignorant statement I ever heard in my life. Kawhi Leonard gives 110% whenever he plays, when it's on defense or offense. He put Toronto on his back. He put Toronto on his back. And he's done, and now he's even done something that we didn't expect. He's helped Kyle Lowry show up in the playoffs. He helped Kyle Lowry show up in the playoffs. Like every year in the playoffs, I always expect one thing: Kyle Lowry to disappear. I expect it every single year. I'm like, yo, Kyle Lowry's gonna disappear again. But this year he's been good. He he showed up in key games. He has shown up in some key games, and especially in that game five in games five, and like whenever on the road when it comes to Milwaukee, Philly, he has he has been consistent he would be consistent from the three. He'll make key defensive plays, and as much as I roast on Kyle Lowry, I got to tip my hat off to him. He is playing extremely hard, and I'm liking it. Pascal Siakam, he's another one. He's playing extremely hard, and especially on the defensive end. What he was doing to Giannis and he being physical, attacking the boards, it was unbelievable. It was absolutely unbelievable. And Fred VanVleet, yo, congratulations on his son being born. And ever since then, he's been playing some of the best basketball of his career. He like, wow. Who knew being a dad would just bring the best out of you? Like, yo, he just been shooting lights out ever since his son was born. Like he came through big in that game five in Milwaukee, and he's just been hitting key shots ever since. Ever since he's been hitting key shots. Unbelievable. Like unbelievable. And Marc Gasol, he's just being a pest under that rim. He's not making anything easy. He is not. He's making nothing easy when it comes to getting to the rim and attacking the boards. He's being physical. He it's almost like a no layup rule. Toronto overall is just being very physical on defense, and I'm liking it. That's what we need, more physicality in basketball. But now they got a real tough one in this finals. As much as you can celebrate being in the finals, let's not act like that you got an easy opponent either. You got the two-time defending champion Golden State Warriors. Now, on the bright side, they're not going to have KD in the beginning of the series. But the Golden State Warriors have been playing some really, really good basketball in these playoffs since KD got hurt. I mean, we saw what they did to Portland. We saw what they did to Portland, and Steph has just been playing extremely well. The Golden State Warriors, for the first time, are not going to have home court advantage in the finals. And as much as I want to say that that's a plus for Toronto, like, it's almost a plus for Toronto, but at the same time, I've seen this happen before with Houston, and the Golden State Warriors are not going to be intimidated by not having home court advantage. So Toronto got to come off from the jump. From the tip off, you need to be in attack mode. You need to make them work hard on the defensive end. You need to get Steph practically exhausted. Like, make him chase after Kyle Lowry. Set a whole bunch of screens. Get physical with the Golden State Warriors, because that's the only way you're gonna beat them. But all I know is right now, I can't really name, for the way Kawhi Leonard is playing. I don't even think Draymond Green can stop Kawhi Leonard at this level. Kawhi has just been that dude. He's just been that dude. He attacks constantly. His mindset is, I'm going to attack. I'm going to the basket. I'm going to shoot this shot. You're not going to know exactly what I do. He's literally a freaking cyborg. And Kawhi Leonard, I don't know if he's thinking about it, but but for me, the one reason that I would say Kawhi Leonard would especially want to beat the Warriors in the finals is to get back for that Western Conference Finals. To me, that's just the mindset I would think I would have if I'm Kawhi Leonard. I'm trying to get back at the Warriors. And the fact that they don't have KD, it's almost like a little bit of karma. Oh, now you're the ones that don't have one of your best players, and we have a fully healthy team. Even though Kawhi was suffering a little bit from his knee through the Eastern Conference Finals, but to me it just barely adjusted to what he was able to do throughout the rest of the series. Like, he still attacked defenses, he still attacked through double teams, he still went through zones. He was just in attack mode the entire time. And the Golden State Warriors, they have the personnel to switch on Kawhi Leonard, but I'm pretty sure Kawhi Leonard is going to try to get a mismatch with he's going to try to get a mismatch with Jordan Bell, or he's going to get a mismatch with Kevon Looney. And to me, that's already going to be a problem if you're the Golden State Warriors, because if you don't have Draymond or Klay Thompson on Kawhi Leonard, he's going to attack these three players. He's either attacking Steph Curry, Jordan Bell, or Kevon Looney. And to me, that's a bucket. That's a bucket right there. I expect Toronto to have that as their game plan. They're going to try to put Kawhi to be defended by Steph, Kevon Looney, or Jordan Bell. Mostly Steph. I expect them to try to put Kawhi on Steph, because if Kawhi attacks Steph and Steph has to work defensively to try to stop Kawhi Leonard, it's gonna be a problem all night long. And because I don't care what anybody says, Steph is a great help defender, but he ain't a great on-ball defender. He's not a great on-ball defender. And especially for how Kawhi's been playing, he's been playing on a whole nother level. It's just, that's gonna be a matchup nightmare. KD has officially been ruled out for game 1. DeMarcus Cousins has been questionable for game 1. To me, for DeMarcus Cousins, for coming back from a quad injury, that's a little risky for me to bring him back. And it's because you know how physical Toronto is going to play. And it's just risky coming back from a quad injury, especially for a guy like DeMarcus' size. It's just going to be very hard when you got to deal with guys like Serge Ibaka, you got to deal with Pascal Siakam, you got to deal with Marcus Gasol, you got to deal with even Kawhi Leonard. He gets physical on the boards. Hell, it's just It's just very complex, and I think you got to be careful with how you bring back DeMarcus Cousins. But Kevin Durant, people are even saying, like, is he even going to play in this series? My mindset, if I'm Toronto, I'm always going to assume Kevin Durant is playing. I'm not going to fall for I'm not, if I'm the Toronto Raptors, I'm going to assume KD is playing. So I'm going to just continue with the attack mindset. I'm not going to assume, oh, KD's not playing, we can take it easy. Nope. I'm going to keep assuming that Kevin Durant is playing. I'm going to assume Kevin Durant is playing. Because it's all psychological also, because the Golden State Warriors are not just going to give away that somebody is hurt. They've done it before. And Andre Iguodala, he's having a little injury problems too, but even if he were healthy, I don't think Andre Iguodala stopping Kawhi Leonard. I don't. I don't think Andre Iguodala stopping Kawhi Leonard. I just really don't see it. I really don't. It's going to be a matchup problem for the Warriors. Kyle Lowry needs to be on point defensively and offensively. He has to play the best basketball. Kyle Lowry needs to play some of the best basketball of his career if he wants to beat the Golden State Warriors. Toronto has to be on their A game. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of nerves, because I feel like Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard are going to be the only ones that are not nervous because they've been to the NBA Finals. So I expect that veteran leadership coming out of Kawhi and Danny Green to tell them, hey, guys, relax, take it play by play. This is the NBA Finals. Mistakes, the margin for mistakes is very, very small. You can't afford live ball turnovers. You can't afford foul trouble. You can't afford suspensions, obviously. So emotions are going to run high. Be relaxed. I know we got home court advantage, but don't try not to focus so much on the crowd and all this other stuff. Like, I expect that veteran leadership coming out of Kawhi and Danny Green. Hell, even Patrick McCaw, he's like, hey, I've been with the Warriors in the finals. Like, just try to relax and try to maintain your poise. Like, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw nerves from Kyle Lowry or Pascal Siakam or even Marc Gasol, because they've never been this far in their careers. But I would expect that leadership coming out of the two of them to help the team relax and try to keep their rhythm and their poise. And the Golden State Warriors, they're going to try to do what they do. The Golden State Warriors are going to try to do what they always do. They're going to try to come in. They're going to try the ball movement, everybody moving along, looking for the greatest shot. Steph Curry abusing the pick and roll with Draymond Green, the pick and roll or the pick and pop, and then out the top of the key, finding Klay Thompson, finding open shots for Kevon Looney, Andre Iguodala occasionally getting a corner three. I expect the Golden State Warriors to try to do the exact same thing. But defensively, I feel like they have to try and emphasize Draymond Green and Klay Thompson to be on Kawhi Leonard. Like I said before, like Toronto is going to try that. They have to do it. Golden State cannot afford to let Kawhi Leonard to be guarded one-on-one by Steph Curry, who is their best offensive weapon. If Steph gets exhausted on the defensive end, his offensive repertoire is going to be compromised. Not so much as in he's going to be Brick City trash and all that, meaning that he sorry about that. His energy on the offense is going to be compromised. He's going to be more exhausted to try to run around screens because he's getting physically abused on the defensive end. And that's another thing I expect Toronto to do. I expect Toronto to throw a lot of screens at Steph, so he has to feel them whenever he tries to fight over a screen, which he won't try to because he's not going to try to work that hard on the defensive end. he'll try to force the matchup towards Klay Thompson. But if Kawhi Leonard, knowing his basketball IQ, he's gonna know when they're gonna try to switch him on Klay Thompson, and he's gonna attack Steph Curry. And Klay Thompson will occasionally try to go for the double team, and that's where I expect Kyle Lowry to hit those threes. Pascal Siakam needs to attack whenever he gets mismatched onto Jordan Bell or Kevon Looney, because if he gets matched up to Draymond Green, then I don't expect much scoring, but you need to attack. The way that Toronto needs to play, Toronto needs to be in full on attack mode, and they need to be physical on the boards. They need to be physical with the zone defense. Milwaukee's one story when you got one star that's gonna attack the paint and he has a whole bunch of shooters. But this is a whole nother team when everybody on this team, when there's so many shooters, and then Draymond being a playmaker who's basically been playing like a point guard, can do what he do and find Steph and Klay open. You need to play very sharp when you play against Golden State. You gotta play very, very sharp. But yeah. But when my NBA Finals prediction, I'm gonna be optimistic as I can, and I want to say Raptors in 6. I know the Golden State Warriors and everything they do, and everybody's giving them to be the overall favorite. It's not going to be a sweep. It's not going to be a sweep. And I just think Kawhi's on a whole nother mission. I think this team in general is hungry. They want this championship, and I've bet against Toronto too many times, and they have made me look bad. They have made me look bad on countless occasions. I said the Sixers were going to beat them in the second round. They proved me wrong. I said Milwaukee was going to beat them in the conference finals in 5. They proved me wrong. So now I'm gonna go with Toronto in 6. I'm gonna go with Toronto in 6. And if the Golden State Warriors win, they win. Whatever. But if Toronto wins this championship, Kawhi Leonard, he's already the greatest Raptor ever. He's done what DeMar DeRozan couldn't do in how many years? He got Kawhi in one season has done what DeMar DeRozan's been trying to do his whole career, and it's unbelievable. If I'm the Toronto Raptors, I'm sitting down with Kawhi and be like this, yo, what? How much? Give me a number. Just write it down on a napkin or something like that, and they'll give it to you. Because that's unbelievable what Kawhi Leonard has done to get them to the NBA Finals. But yeah, I want to say Raptors in 6. I'm gonna be optimistic, but in my head, I think the Warriors they might step it up a notch. But then I just feel like if Toronto plays their cards right and they don't make these so many mental mistakes, I feel as if Toronto definitely has a shot. Anyway. That's it. That's all. And if you like NFL news, that anything that's more than just basketball, you like NFL news and all that other stuff, check out my boy on his podcast, Unsportsmanlike Conduct. He gives more than basketball news. He gives NFL news. He gives news on the draft and all that other stuff. It's like my channel, but he gives more. He gives more. Anyway. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like basketball content. This is your boy Jay Varsity, and I am out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out there.